This was a robot they had that was pretty amazing that could answer questions, and we sat there and watched the robot for quite a while. China pavilion there was very spectacular, and you can tell by the long line sitting on the left trying to get into there. This is one thing you did have during the World's Fair, was a lot of waiting in line, but it wasn't bad. They had things moving pretty well, and it was still very enjoyable. This was the camp we had outside of town. You can see we had the place to ourselves, basically. Wasn't the attendance at the fair that a lot of people expect. A lot of these places were set up and weren't used that full extent. But it was good for us. It was close enough, and we had shuttle service to the fair, and it worked out real well. One of the sidelight trips we took while we were down at the World's Fair was we did spend a day in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. We had a great time. We seen a lot of wildlife, and we really had a good time in the Smokies. But it was really accessible and close, and something we could do very easily while at the World's Fair, and we really enjoyed it. Can't see it real clear by this picture at all, and but what we actually had is we had a mother bear. It was some kind of a berry tree, and we had a mother bear up in this tree with four or five cubs. It was quite unusual to see that many cubs for a mother bear, but she had all of her cubs up in the tree, and they were all up eating the berries. can see why they get their name Smoky Mountains. Also in this picture though, you can also see a road cut in the mountain there. And that's the type of roads we were taking. This drive is just spectacular, really. This short loop through the Great Smokies from that area. But and we've taken other trips in the Smokies, but they're a good mount. They're a wonderful mountain chain and a very, very pretty mountain chain along the Appalachian Trail. This is one of the top points of the Smoky Mountains, and you can see we're right amongst the clouds. It's you know, we had a low ceiling this day, and we're right into the clouds on Klingerman's Dome. Something else we enjoyed doing a lot of times when we took our vacations and had the opportunity is we played a few rounds of putt-putt. It was something we could do in night and depending on what area we were in. But this was a round of putt-putt we were playing. This is our vacation of 1984. We seen most of the mountains in the west with the Tetons and along the Continental Divide and the
that Uncle Floyd Steele was still living in. Mm-mm.
Huh?
Well, I know, but I don't need to say it.
Floyd had a lot of hogs out here on the farm.
Uncle Floyd had a lot of hogs out on the farm.
He didn't want to get away and roam kind of free at times.
The hogs were known to get away lots of times and just roam wherever they wanted. Here's a picture of the boys standing in wild marijuana.
Back in the 40s during the war, there was hemp was growing in this part of the country to make rope out of, and that's what it was hemp. People didn't smoke it back then, but they used it for rope, making rope, and it grew very wild. And there is marijuana all over the place, growing like this through the state.
This is Boys Town in Omaha, Nebraska, and a motion picture was made about this place that Father Flanagan started where boys could go. I think it started back in the 40s. When do you think? 30s?
Famous statue everybody knows. He ain't heavy father. He's my brother. It was actually started long before the 40s. It was started probably back in the teens to the 20s.
This is the Platte River by the farm, the homestead.
Has the boy's grandpa enjoyed the farm, enjoyed the Platte, and spent most of his time out on plant fishing and swimming and doing about everything else. I enjoyed the Platte when I was able to visit it several, short times, and when we lived in Nebraska and coming back, and you can see out here now Chad and Matt enjoying the Platte. So it's gone through several generations. But it was a river anybody that was ever on it would remember it. It was an enjoyable way to spend an afternoon.